And we're happy to welcome a few familiar faces, Dig's coach, Scarra, and TSM's coach, Locodoco. It's good to have you guys here. How does it feel to be back in the studio?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Had a couple weeks off there. One thing I want to ask right off the bat, Scarra, 5 games on red side. Can you give us any insight into why you guys went for that?
We felt like against TSM, purple side was slightly favorable to blue. But that's just our own opinion. We'll see how it plays out.
And watching the video lead in, of course, you guys are talking about preparation, how it's changed. Of course, prepping for a best of 5. How different is Dignitas' strategies been the last few weeks, and how has the practice been going?
I think for best of 5s, it's a little bit of a different monster because no one has experience in best of 5s in North America, almost no one. And it's very hard. Like, we had to start scrimming in best of 5 slots as well. And it changed our outlook on how they do draft a little bit. Like, you come in with a lot more flexible, and you really just like try to think of what is best for you and them, and then try to slowly react as the best of 5 progresses.
And Loco, I kind of want to redirect this one to you. How do you think your guys will do dealing with the pressure of this playoffs? Because this is a new, basically, TSM team, a lot of new guys up there, and you only get to go up there as the coach in between games for a short amount of time. How are they going to handle the pressure?
Well, for the old players like Dyrus and Turtle, they've always handled pressure really well. And Lesboy also, he's someone with tons of experience. I think they'll do fine. And Amazing and Bjergsen, even though they're really new players compared to the other 3, they've always handled pressure really well, and they always stepped up when it counts. And TSM as a brand, we've always stepped up when it counts.
Well, when we look at the differences between playoffs and the regular season, you're playing every week, so you kind of have that weekly, super competitive game time mode. You've had a couple weeks off. How do you get your team as a coach back into that competitive mindset? Like, hey, this is game time, it's not scrim time.
Oh, so we also did a best of 5 scrims where we would have the players dress up in uniform, and usually I would talk a bit during scrims, like, you guys are forgetting this, you need to be on track about this. I didn't talk to them at all during scrims, and during champ select, I let them have their way, so exactly like how a real best of 5 game would go. And we would have rewards and punishment depending on how that best of 5s went.
All right, what about in Dig's side of the court?
We didn't make them dress up in their uniforms, but we had a similar system where there was also like a reward for doing well, and there would also be we tried to minimize certain interference while they were doing this, with the exception of like maybe being able to talk to them a little bit in between the games.
So you had rewards and punishments.
Oh, I didn't get to dish out any punishment because we won every single best of 5 we played.
Oh, that bodes pretty well. However, we have seen scrim success not necessarily translate into actual performance during the LCS.
All right. Well, that's about all the time we have there for questions, because we're gonna jump right over there. So we are gonna ask a Twitter question though, and what we want to ask on Twitter today is, which NALCS player would you most like to see on the world stage and why? And guys, I'm gonna throw this to you first. Which player on your team are you most excited about having the opportunity to play on the world stage?
Can I choose 2?
All right, we'll give you 2.
Turtle last year performed really well. He consistently did very well versus SKT Bada and Piglet Mandu. I think he's someone that can do very, very good on a world stage, especially paired with someone like Lesboy. And Bjergsen, he's matured so much as a player, like from the day he started playing on solo mid, and even since I got here until today, he matured so much, and I would really like to see how he does on a world stage and make a name for himself.
I don't have any favorites. I like to see my whole team go to Worlds. So I seriously don't have a specific one I'd like to see.
All right, playing the diplomat.
All right. You two at home also answer us. You can just send your thoughts to @Allo Esports and use the hashtag LCS. We'll be pulling a few of our favorite answers to be read later in the show.
All right, now we're going to take a quick break while TSM and Dignitas load in for our first quarterfinal matchup. Don't go anywhere. The action gets underway after this.